Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Loveboat Taipei by Abigail Hing-Wen. I have recently decided that I'm only going to be doing reviews of books that I've given 4 to 5 stars. I don't see the point, I enjoy rant reviews personally, but I don't think I can make them. I don't think I'm good at it. I don't think I'm good at talking about things I don't like. And I don't really want that on my channel either. So that's just my personal, yes. So, Loveboat Taipei by Abigail Hing-Wen. I gave that 5 stars, and I'm going to tell you why, obviously. So I should preface this by telling you what it's about. So, Ever Wong is a talented dancer who's just graduated high school, and she wants to go to Tisch Ballet School. Well, her parents want her to go to Northwestern to be a doctor. And when she disobeys them, they send her to Tiantan, which is a a Mandarin school, Mandarin and Chinese culture school in Taiwan, in Taipei, and she does not want to go. But when she gets there, she meets a couple people, and one of them tells her that the reason that they're not upset about going to Tiantan is because it's actually known as Loveboat, and it's known for drinking, sex, drugs, clubbing. And so Ever decides that she is going to break every rule her parents have ever given her and have her best summer before she is forced to become a doctor. So, this was sold to me as Crazy Rich Asians meets Pride and Prejudice comedy of manners. It's not that. Don't go into the book thinking that. But when I was thinking about doing this review, I read a couple of bad reviews, and so I should say a couple of things here. First of all, it is a love triangle book. There is a love triangle, and it did make me very, I liked both the male leads. So I won't tell you who she ends up with because that would be a spoiler, duh. There is also a couple things, like this book tries to deal with a lot of complicated topics, and it does them in kind of a rushed way. Some of this stuff in this book is rushed. I mean, it is a debut, so of course it's not going to be perfect, and I'm really excited to see where Abigail Hing-Wen's writing goes from here. So yeah, it deals with a lot of complicated topics. There are trigger warnings for physical abuse, slut shaming, suicidal ideation to depression, and I think that there's a little bit of a trigger warning for blood and racism. So, why I gave this 5 stars. First of all, Ever Wong is such a wonderful main character. A lot of people don't like her in the reviews that I read, but this isn't about their reviews, this is my review. She is such a cinnamon roll. She is so sweet, even though she can be selfish and kind of self-effacing. She's a really good person. She does a lot of stuff in this book that is so kind, and she just makes friends with everyone, and I just loved her. She was breaking in. Watching her develop and grow was so wonderful, because she started out as this angry, upset, dissatisfied character, and grew into her own and blossomed, and that was such a wonderful thing to see. And she really is a wonderful person, as a wonderful character, and her growth was something that I really loved. So really enjoyed the complicated relationships in this book, not just with her parents, but that was probably the shining relationship in this book, was her relationship with her parents. And I learned so much about the immigrant experience and growing up with immigrant parents. Not me, but her growing up with immigrant parents, the kind of things that she felt and had to go through it opened my eyes. Like, I can't even imagine how hard that must be. And I think this is an important book to read. It has important themes for, learning about how it feels to grow up in this country not feeling like you belong here and feeling like you belong somewhere else, but that you need to be here for your family. And Ever really fought with her parents because her parents wanted something different for her, but she wanted to just be herself, and she didn't understand why their ties to China and Taiwan should have tied her into something that she didn't want. And the struggle and the pain that she felt, and her constant battling with them, but also the love they had between them, was beautiful. And I really thought that was something that's shown in this book. There are also friendships in this book that aren't the main focus, but are really nice to see. Just girls supporting girls. Although there is the main friendship between Ever and Sophie is very complex. Sophie has a lot of ingrained sexism because of how she was raised, and that comes out of her. And a lot of people said that they thought there was girl hate in this book. I totally disagree. I think it's just like the way that Sophie was raised was for her to kind of hate other girls and to like have a competition of trying to get a husband. And I really appreciated showing that, because a lot of girls are raised that way, not just in the Chinese culture, but in general, to see girls as competition, and instead of supporting each other, we go at each other's throats. And I thought that was handled really well. Sophie betrays Ever at one point, and although I think that Ever forgives her a little too fast, it was nice to see Sophie's redemption and being brought back into the fold, and sort of her getting over her ingrained sexism a little bit at a time. And I thought that was really nice. There's also the love interests, and they are both so good. Like, they're Rick and Xavier. So Rick is like boy wonder. He's so smart at everything. He's good at everything, but he has this dark secret. And Xavier is the player, and Xavier is also hiding a secret. And it's just, they're both like so like complicated, and also Ever's like tension with them is like electric. Like, I didn't read this book for the romances, but it was a good stuff. And what other relationships? Just the friendships was probably my favorite part of this book. I thought that was just beautifully done. But also, probably the reason I rated it 5 stars was mainly my enjoyment, because I enjoyed this book so much. The thing that probably other people probably were like, ugh, and rolled their eyes at, was how like juicy and like gossipy and like kind of like really high school this book was, with all these people, these like kids like grouped together, rooming together, having breakfast together, and just like, it reminded me a lot of like my own camp days, because Qiantan is kind of like a camp. It's like Chinese language camp. So it reminded me of my camp days, and all the gossip and all like the juicy drama that everybody got into. Like, that's how it felt to me, was like watching an episode of reality TV. And even though I thought the relationships were well done and there's really important themes about like immigration and feeling like you're you're second class citizen in your own country, and like immigrant parents and how the children of immigrants deal with that. What I loved the most was how like there was so much pettiness, there was like raunchiness. Like it was such a good time. Like it was such a good time. Not for people who want a highbrow, like intelligent read. I loved it. It was so, I even wrote in one of my Goodreads updates that it was so juicy. It's because it is. Like, it was like watching an episode of Big Brother, and I just loved it. So that's my review. What did I not like about this book? Yeah, it was a little rushed. I already said that. It was a little rushed in some aspects. It could have handled some things a little better. But overall, I just really enjoyed this. Like, I really felt like this was a really great debut from Abigail Hing-Wen. And I'm really excited to get the next book. There's going to be a sequel, but it's not going to follow the same characters, I believe. It's going to follow the boy she didn't get with and somebody else. So I'm really excited for that. And I hope that you will give Loveboat Taipei a try. If you do, let me know, because I would love to hear your thoughts. DM me on Twitter and tell me how you feel, even if you hate it. I just want to know, like, how others feel about it. So that's my review, and comment down below if you've read Loveboat Taipei, or if you're going to read Loveboat Taipei, what you gave it if you read it, what you think if you think you're gonna love it or not. And that's all for me for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!